Hello everyone, the Waterberry here of the Waterberry Tea. In this video we're going to go deep, okay, because we're talking about Lilith. And this video is for the Lilith dominant people, okay? People that have Lilith strong in their chart or people that just really connect to the energy and archetype of Lilith, okay? Like myself, okay? If you don't know anything about Lilith, check out my YouTube channel, okay? I have made 2 videos so far speaking about Lilith and her return to the Garden of Eden, okay? As we move into the age of Aquarius, Lilith is going to be a very, very strong focus for a lot of people, and Lilith dominant people are really here to help bring understanding, share, bring empathy, and bring examples of different ways we can honor the fullness of the feminine as we move into the age of Aquarius. Okay? Very impactful, all right? So sit back, we're going to talk more about Lilith. This is my Lilith update, all right? Just checking in with the Lilith dominant people to give you an update on what's going on with Lilith in the sky and how that is affecting you, okay? I said for the dark feminine and the marginalized. Lilith rules over the marginalized groups in society, the LGBTQ, women, disabled-bodied people, so many, all the lower class, middle class, working class, the underdogs, the dark horses, this is Lilith's energy, okay? And she also is deep with the dark feminine, okay? The fullness of femininity, not just doing the feminine and how the patriarchy sees that femininity should express itself, but honoring the fullness of your emotions, honoring the fullness of yourself, honoring the fullness of your sexuality, honoring the fullness of your being, okay? This is Lilith, and this is the update for Lilith, okay? So, saying all that, Lilith is in the sign of Cancer right now, okay? And she has been there since April the 15th, okay? She takes a minute to move through signs. And she will be there through January the 8th. April 15th, 2022 until January the 8th, 2023. We are currently halfway through Cancer right now, okay, with Lilith. And Lilith in Cancer is all about rebirthing, Cancer, Lilith's energy, okay? So all of those dominant people are going through a process now of resetting and rebirthing, okay? It's interesting that I just moved across the country. I'm now focused on getting, new jobs, getting reset here in New York City. It's very much rebirthing for me. Cancer rules over your home. I notice a lot of Lilith dominant people have been focusing a lot on their home, moving, focusing a lot on a lot of shifts in the home. This is Cancer, okay? Cancer is the root. It is the bottom of the chart. So it talks about our foundations and what we are the seeds we're planting to grow. So with Lilith right now in Cancer, a lot of Lilith dominant people are planting seeds career-wise, okay? I'm working a lot behind the scenes on a lot of classes to share to people, okay, online classes. Check out my online courses as well. They're going to be, I'm turning a lot of those into the classes, but it's focusing on, me as a Lilith dominant person sharing certain experiences about the feminine, okay, about honoring your fullness, okay, through using astrology or any occult art. So this is the way I'm going to be a seed I'm planting, okay? I also am moving in with someone for the first time and living in together. This is another seed I'm planting, and I have Lilith on my line of relationships, okay, natally. So you can notice in your life, if you're Lilith dominant, there's a lot of focus on rebirth, a lot of focus on new starts, a lot of planning going on. You could be focusing on your womb. Cancer is womb as well. Womb health. Focus on, notice about women's rights. It's very, very strong right now, especially with what's going on in Iran. And, moralist policing, or moral policing, that's going on, and the complete injustice and the overstepping of the patriarchal systems and the oppressive systems over there. I mean, everywhere really in the world, but we're seeing a lot of uprising, mainly from marginalized groups and women. Okay, this is Lilith in Cancer working on, she only comes around, it takes a long time for her to get through. She moves through only one sign every 6 months, okay? So it takes her like 6 years to get around the zodiac. And so this rebirthing is a period of 6-year rebirth, okay? For us to reset, okay? In Lilith dominant people. And by the time 6 years comes back around, Pluto will be in Aquarius, okay? And that is the reset time for the age of Aquarius, the new beginning for the age of Aquarius, okay? Which happens next year. A lot coming for that. I'll be sharing a lot about that, and we get more into the winter. So I wanted to bring this up, with Lilith and Cancer. And the last thing with Lilith and Cancer, it's deep in understanding the root of your emotions and your intuition, Okay, a lot of Lilith dominant people right now are focusing deep in on how they feel about certain things, and they're making a lot of decisions based on their intuition and their gut feelings. Okay, through January the 8th, Lilith in Cancer is enhancing the intuition of Lilith dominant people, and we're here to flow and surrender more and focus less on control and how we can make things happen. That's Lilith in Capricorn, the opposite, and more on how we can nurture and nurture and grow what is, and surrender to what is. Okay. I wrote down, we just finished a Jupiter square, which happened for like 2 months, okay, which was challenging, especially because Jupiter is the highest octave of the divine masculine energy, okay, and Lilith is the highest octave of the divine feminine. So that square was a big challenge, number one, in relationships, okay? If you're in a relationship and you are Lilith dominant, the past 3 months could have been challenging, okay? Because you were working a lot on trying to find harmony through the square of two different perspectives, okay? Two different belief systems, two different feelings. Lilith might feel one way and the other person might have a certain belief, and it's about trying to figure out the way to mend and meet in the middle, okay? Jupiter is also our higher plan, the vision. So the past 3 months, a lot of Lilith dominant people have been going back and forth with where I want to go in my life, you know, and maybe having challenges of faith, okay? Losing faith in the vision. This is Jupiter as well. Focus on faith, focus on alignment. So we could be really looking at Lilith dominant people as you're planting seeds with Lilith and Cancer. How am I moving forward? Okay, and do I have the faith to make this happen? Jupiter is in Aries, the energy of new starts, the energy of courage and empowerment. So we're really having to empower ourselves a lot as Lilith dominant people currently for all the newness that is coming. Okay, and a lot of that expression, you will see a lot more of the newness after January the 8th when Lilith moves into Leo, the energy of the sun. So it's about shining that Lilith energy, okay, and bringing things out that were once nurtured. It's about that birthing of things. So we'll see a lot of new beginnings for Lilith dominant people in January, okay. Not saying they're not new beginnings now, but you will really see them grow and expand starting in 2023. What's also going on, okay, there's a tight square from Chiron, okay, and it's beginning to loosen. But Chiron squares bring deep healing through sudden, unexpected traumas, okay? So there, for Lilith dominant people, the past 2 months, there could be very traumatic things occurring or a lot of sudden, unexpected energies. Chiron is about isolation. You could feel isolated or not heard, misunderstood, abandoned in some way, okay? So Lilith dominant people could be feeling this, and it's about honoring yourself, working on finding ways to heal and honor yourself and heal your identity of self, but also continuing to communicate how you feel and honoring your emotions throughout these experiences, okay? It's tough. I am going to say, though, and lastly, the main thing I'm going to speak about, Mercury retrograde that's going on right now is in a strong square to Lilith as well, okay? So all of this reworking we're doing, all of this resetting, I made a video about Mercury retrograde in my second half of September energy reading for my members. It's an exclusive video. If you're not a member, check out my website to see more and join the membership, okay? Here you'll get more information on what I was talking about there. But the Mercury retrograde is in Libra and it's moving into Virgo. And these are the two signs of purity, harmony, and balance, okay? And so as we're trying to move forward and set new seeds as Lilith dominant people in Cancer right now, you know, really planting new seeds, focusing on a new structure and a new foundation for ourselves, we're not only getting squared by Jupiter, bringing in challenges of faith and also challenges with the divine masculine, we're also having the square from Chiron, okay, which is bringing in challenges of wounding and finding ways to heal, and the square from Mercury retrograde, allowing us to find ways to reprocess, rethink, reassess, and reset a lot of our plans, a lot of the way we do relationships, a lot of the way we do anything in life, okay? And so, yeah, that is the main advice I have, everyone. And the main things I'm seeing with Lilith currently. The sun is going to be supporting Lilith for the next couple days up until the full moon in Aries, which will be a big square to Lilith, okay? So this is going to be another challenge coming in on how can you really maintain balance and harmony, but also honor yourself, okay? Not sacrifice the self. There will be a big focus on Lilith people doing that, honoring, focusing on the self, and focusing on your own sense of self, okay? And not getting lost in others too much, all right? So yeah, that is what's happening currently, y'all, for the little dominant people in the sky. That is the astrology. And what I'm going to do now is wrap up by pulling guidance, a card of guidance and a card of advice for us from my Black Moon Lilith deck, okay? So tapping in spirit for the highest good of all, what do we need to see as Lilith dominant people and people that are the marginalized groups of the world? Number 40, the water element card came out. Water. This is so Lilith and Cancer. It's focusing on sensing. And what this card says is what you've been intuiting, what you've been feeling is true. Okay? Now, the deep aspects of the deep details may not be fully accurate, but the general sense of what you feel is true. Okay? And so with Lilith and Cancer, it is about lessons on honoring what you feel, lessons on your intuition, lessons on what you sense. Okay? And also, this is lessons around fluidity, nurturing, and flowing. Okay? I was saying Lilith and Capricorn, the opposite energy, will be about control, structures, what's your plan. But in Lilith and Cancer's energy, it's the opposite. Okay? Not saying you can't have a plan, but it's about flowing to your plan and honoring a structure in a more feminine way. Okay? Through patience and receptivity, okay, and attraction. So that is our main guidance for spirit. The sensing card focusing on water. This also is saying that with Lilith and Cancer, to heal and to work on honoring your Lilith, get near water. Water is going to be so beneficial for people this next few months until January, okay? Then last card I want to pull is advice. If anybody needs an advice, my Lilith dominant people, let me get our advice card. I also want to mention, if you want a deeper read, you want me to give you a Lilith reading, you want me to just see the best, you need any help in general, check out my website, okay? Not only do I have a retrograde reading right now, which is very affordable and really helping to understand what's going on with all these retrogrades, okay, and how this will affect us into the winter and the fall. The fall and the winter. Check out my website. I also have birth chart readings where I can really specifically understand how your Lilith plays out in your chart, or just your chart in general. And lastly, I have coaching sessions and just guidance sessions where we talk about it all. Okay, so check out my website for that. Also check out my YouTube channel, like I said before, for more videos I've made prior about Lilith. Okay, so lastly, Spirit, our last advice card, what do we have? Number 48, Yod, the card of destiny. Okay, the Yod in astrology is known as the finger of fate. Okay, and it means we're in a situation that's a crossroads situation where we have to flow and know that we're not the only ones pushing forward in the plan. Okay, the Yod is the finger of God. Okay, finger of fate, saying that fate also has a play. Okay, and it always does. But just remembering that if you're in certain situations, this is destiny. Okay. All my Lilith dominant people are in destined situations right now. You saw those squares I was talking about. Okay, there's a lot of focus happening. There also will be, once we get to the lunar eclipse coming up in about a month and a half, this is going to be in a beautiful aspect and alignment to Lilith. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of, and eclipses bring karmic situations. There's a lot of karmic situations, very destined situations happening now. So really, really honor and flow and surrender, which is why we got the flow, sensing, water element card. Really flow through this time, because a lot of things are not as they seem. It's a lot of spirit working and pulling and pushing and doing a lot, okay? So make sure to focus on just how you can maintain as much patience and stability as possible as things are fluid and shifting around you, okay? So that's what I have, y'all. My little dominant people and my marginalized groups, thank you so much for tuning in. If you know anybody else that's Lilith dominant, or you know anyone else that is just going through a lot and they have a lot of marginalized intersections, they could be queer, they could be a person of color, they could be a woman, they could be disabled bodied, they could be so many different things, okay? And they're going through something, maybe send them this video, okay? Because it might provide the guidance and the advice that they need. All right, thank you so much, y'all, for tuning in. Again, check out my services. I'll check out my website for all that I offer. Stay tuned to my social media accounts as well. Enjoy my membership, okay? There's a lot of new things coming out as I'm getting settled in New York City and getting reset. So that's what I have, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love. The Water Bear is out.